So this is kind of cool. Steven and I were driving down to Ranamafana, which is a national park area. And as we were going down, you saw these plants on the side of the road, and you're like, hey, those are fruit trees. And then a little bit further, we see people selling bags of them just off the side of the road.
It's like a tapia like this. Yeah. Oh wow. Good, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Oh, it's not what I thought it was.
It's not bear. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah. This is something completely different than I thought it was.
And this bag here is heavy. It's about like 2 pounds of fruit. This was 25 cents. That is a bargain. Originally, Steven thought these were like a type of bear fruit or jujube relative of some kind. But then when we actually tried them, we find out that they're actually something much more rare. These are tapia fruits. So that's what it looks like. It's very small. Looks a little bit like, I don't know, I think it looks like a little bit like a bear fruit or maybe like a langsat.
Yeah. The cap of it makes it seem like it's a kind of a wild jujube. Mm-hmm. But the inside's nothing like a jujube.
Yeah, so let's show you the inside. So I'm just gonna perforate this with my long fingernails that everybody seems to love. At least today they're clean.
We haven't went out in the forest yet.
Yeah, pretty soon they're gonna be dirty and you guys are gonna love it even more. You can see the inside there are 3 flat kind of seeds there with just a scant amount of flesh, not like a whole lot. So you know just like outright that this is not a jujube. Jujube would have just like 1 seed in the center.
Yeah.
So this has got 3. And what's interesting about this, if you pick these off the actual plant, it's considered fatty, which is like taboo here. Like you don't want to do that. You're going to upset the ancestors. You know, you don't want to do anything that's fatty. So what people do is they wait till they fall naturally and they collect them off the ground. Steven is about to commit body because he's going to pick one of these. Don't do it.
Beautiful tree, though.
It is. It's a very nice tree. Don't pick it. You're going to get finger wagged. She's watching. There is an insect hole in this one. So I think because people are picking it off the ground, that gives a little bit more time for insects to get in. So
I just ate like half the bag by myself, and
you didn't get worms?
I hope not.
You don't exactly fill me with confidence, Steven.
Well, those worms that are in them would be like a fruit fly larvae, so those can't live in you. The thing, it's not like a roundworm, so there's no worries. Yeah.
It's going to be a worm. I'm just going to be eating worms. I'm not going to have worms.
Exactly. That's
so
a better scenario.
So much better.
Yeah. The
other thing about it, these plants are like the chosen food of a certain kind of silkworm here.
Yep.
So, do you remember the name of that silkworm?
It's basically like a Luna moth. So it's a giant kind of sphinx moth type.
Sphinx moth.
Sphinx moth.
Okay.
Yeah. And they're huge. They're like one of the biggest moths in the world, actually.
When one of the largest moths in the world likes a fruit, you know that's a good endorsement.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure this is going to be delicious. Mm-hmm. And there's some fungus or something, some sort of weird fungus.
Yeah, there's some kind of local mushroom that only lives on the bottom of the tree, and it's the dominant species in its own ecology. So the reason why there's even some of them left is because people like them so much.
Okay, so this is a very rare.
Yeah.
And this is you've never had a fruit from this genus before,
No,
right?
This is...
That's saying something. Like, he's eaten like every fruit in the world, so this is a genus that you haven't had, not just a species.
Yeah, this is actually close relatives to a bunch of really, really rare African fruits, often called gingerbread plums.
Sweet. So let's eat it.
Yeah.
Before we touch on the flavor, let's break down the sweetness. I give the sweetness on this an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, they're very sweet.
Very, very sweet. And I would give the tartness very low, a little bit, maybe like a 1 or 2.
Probably a 2. I mean, it does have a little. It has enough acidity to give it. Or I really think that's a very nice flavor, personally.
It's really balanced. It tastes. It's got the tartness of like an apple.
Yeah.
You know, apples are not like super sour, but there's like a little bit there. The flavor on it,
Really good.
it's really tasty. I would describe it as being like a little brown sugary, kind of like a chiku. If you haven't seen the chiku episode, watch the chiku episode. But those basically taste like brown sugar, maybe like a little pumpkin pie-ish. These ones taste. I'm getting like brown sugar. I'm getting a little bit of an apple kind of flavor.
To me, it tastes like a really sweet Asian pear.
Yep.
Because it has
Yep. It's got a pear taste.
the texture. It has a little bit of stone cells in it, like an Asian pear. So the texture is like, to me, an Asian pear mixed with a lychee.
I'm getting that. Yeah, I can see the lychee. Also, like it peels a little bit like a lychee does. Have you tried the skin on it?
All right.
I mean, usually it's not a good idea to do that, but maybe wipe it off a little bit.
That one was really green. No, this one's not ripe.
Oh, okay. So you can eat the skin.
That one's a good one.
The skin is a little herbal, a little bit bitter. The inside's better. It's not bad. You could eat it.
It's like the skin of a really thick Asian pear.
Yep.
Bring it back to Asian pears.
So, kind of odd how it has similarities with those things, but this thing is like nowhere near related. So there's the seed on the inside. It is kind of rounded on one side and flat on the other, and it's got like a seam in the center. Looks a little bit like a coffee bean, but kind of like a warped coffee bean. It's bizarre looking, and there are 3 of those in each fruit. So, yeah, I don't think I have much more to say about this, but this one is super, super rare.
Yeah.
This is one that you only are going to find in Madagascar, I believe.
It is in a habitat that is. When we drove here, we drove for 10 hours, and of those, probably 9 of it was completely not a single tree on the hillsides.
Yeah, there's a lot of deforestation around here. It's kind of sad. You just see stumps, like burnt stumps, like going to the distance.
Over an entire valley. But we were over one ridge that had trees on it, and this was the tree that was growing there. And people are saving them specifically because there's an industry where there's like 100 people on the side of the road.
Yeah.
And maybe like a 5-mile like long corridor of just people collecting them and then selling them by the street side.
Right. And
that's what's saving them.
There's like vendors everywhere selling these, and when we stopped to take a video of this tapia tree, they followed us. Hello. All the vendors came like chasing us down. Going down the road here, you see just like some sort of very, very specific niche industry taking place. So you go by and you see people just selling baskets on the side of the road. You'll see it for like maybe like 20 miles of people selling baskets. You go a little bit further and it's 20 miles of people selling toy trucks.
Yep.
No idea why. They're probably making them out of like metal, like tin cans and stuff like that. And then there was another section of toy drums.
Yep. And then
there's another section of people selling these. So this was one of those sections.
Yeah.
So thankfully, like this very tiny little industry is there to preserve this very rare fruit, because I think otherwise this would just be completely cut down to make charcoal out of the trees, like everywhere else.
Yeah. There's another valley that was all rabbits. That was kind of cool.
Oh yeah, there's a rabbit valley.
Yeah.
Where people are just selling you just see like little cages of rabbits all the way down.
Yeah, like 30 or 40 rabbits in like a cage. And
yeah, initial reaction, cool, cute. And then like, oh no, they're eating them. Yeah. So I think that's all we have to say about this one. Super, super rare. Probably one of the rarest things we found on this trip so far. So we're excited about it. Hope you enjoyed watching it, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Well, I really hope you enjoyed that video, guys. If you did, you may want to check out the video that is below me right now. That should be good too. Also, if you haven't subscribed already, it is a huge help to my channel, so please do consider subscribing or clicking that bell. That does something too. Not sure what it is. Also, check out the description below. There's all sorts of other things I have going on. I don't even know anymore. But guys, I will see you next time. Take care.